Hello and welcome students. In the last video lecture, I had completed exercise 2.3 of chapter number 2, that is presentation of data. Now in this video lecture, I am going to explain you few of the typical sums of exercise 2 section D and E. Okay, so let's start with it. That is section D is on page number 61 of your textbook. I am doing question number 8. Okay. So obtain the original frequency distribution from the following data. The data that has been given to you, from that you have to find or convert the data into original frequency. Now you can see in the table that mid value has been given to you and the frequency has been given to you. From the mid value we have to find the lower limit and upper limit of each class, and in that way we can convert the mid values into classes. Okay, so that already we have studied in the previous video lecture, in the previous exercises. So this exercise 2 is just the revision of all the 3 exercises that we have completed previously. Okay, so now let's start with it. How to find the lower limit and upper limit of each of the class. You are knowing very well the formula, students. That is lower limit, that is LL, and in short form, lower limit is equal to mid value minus half of class length, and to find upper limit, that would be mid value plus half of class length. Okay, now over here you can see how to find the class length. You can see the mid value has been given to you, that is 250, 350, 450 and so on. So you can see the gap between two mid values, that is of 100. So that becomes your class length. Okay, so first of all I have written on board, you can see that this class length C is equal to 100. How that I have decided? By subtracting the two mid values, I have got the class length, and you can see there is an equal gap among all the mid values. So the class length remains the same for all the classes. Okay, so you can see the class length that I have found out, that is 100. That is the main important thing. On that basis only you will be able to find the lower limit and upper limit of each and every class. Okay, so by applying the formula mid value minus half of class length, what is the first mid value given to you from first class, that is 250. Okay, so 250 minus half of class length. What is the class length that we have decided? That is 100. Okay, so half of 100, that would be 50. Okay, so 250 minus 50, the lower limit that would come to 200. In the same way, we have to find the upper limit of the same class. Upper limit formula, that would be mid value plus half of class length. Okay, so mid value that would be same, that is 250. Okay, so 250 plus half of 100. Half of 100 again it would be 50 only. So 250 plus 50 it would be 300. Okay, so the lower limit that would be 200 and upper limit that would be 300 of the first class. Okay, in the same way you have to find the lower limit and upper limit of the subsequent classes. But once you show the calculation for first class, you don't need to show the calculation of the subsequent classes, because you can see all are exclusive classes. First class you got 200 to 300, then second class that would be 300 to 400, because the class length is equal for all the classes, that is 100. Okay, so easily we can decide, if we have got the answer for the first class, then easily we can decide all the classes by keeping equal class length, that is of 100. Okay, so last mid value that is given to you, that is 750. So we have to carry forward our class up till 700 to 800. Okay, so in that way we have to find all the classes. So 200 to 300 we have got the first class, then second class, that is 300 to 400, 400 to 500, 500 to 600, 600 to 700 and 700 to 800, because the last mid value that has been given to in the question, that is 750. So our last class that would be 700 to 800, and the frequency that is already given to you in the question, that just I have placed as is in the answer also, and the total is also given to you, that is 300. Okay, so in this way you have to find the classes from the mid values. Okay, now after completing the 8th question, I will be explaining you the next question, that is 10th question of the same exercise and section D. Okay, that is on the same page, that is 61. Let us read the question number 10. Information regarding the monthly income of 100 workers is given below. The data is given to you of 100 workers. Okay, obtain original frequency distribution from it. Over here also you have to find the original frequency distribution. Now over here you can see the values or the less than monthly income has been given to you and the number of workers that are given to you. But you can see the workers are increasing. They are in ascending order from decreasing to increasing rate. Okay. So you can understand from the data given to you that it is not an original frequency, but it is less than type frequency. From less than type frequency, you have to convert it into original frequency. And whatever the less than monthly income has been given to you, that you have to convert it into classes. Okay, so how to do that? Let us see the calculation. I have wrote down on the board. 10th question, that is number of workers that is given to you, that is less than type cumulative frequency. Students, it would not be given in the question clearly also that it is less than type. But by seeing the data, you can understand that the data is increasing, is in the increasing order. Okay, so easily you can understand that it is in less than type cumulative frequency. Okay, now that less than type cumulative frequency, how to convert it into original frequency? Okay, so you can see I have done few of the calculations over here. The first less than type cumulative frequency that has been given to you, that is 0. Okay, and the second one that is given to you, 3. In case of less than type, in order to find the original frequency, you have to subtract the second cumulative frequency from the first one. Okay, so you can see second minus first, so 3 minus 0, so you get the original frequency of the first class, that is 3. In the same way, for the second class frequency it would come, that is 12 minus 3 is equal to 9. It means you will subtract second frequency minus first frequency. The same way, third minus second, then afterwards fourth minus third, and so on. You will get the original frequency. Okay. Now you can see I have done over here the table for the answer. In the table, I have written the first column, that is monthly income, and the second column, that is number of workers. Okay. Now how I got the monthly income? Whatever the question that was given to you in the textbook, in that only less than monthly income is given to you, that is 2,400, 2,900, 3,400 and so on. Okay, I have converted that data into classes. How I have done? That is the first value of monthly income that is given to you 2,400, and second one that is given to you 2,900. So I have decided the classes. The first one, that is 2,400 to 2,900. Then afterwards the second one, that is 2,900 to 3,400 and so on. Now you count the number of classes. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the number of data that has been given to you, that is 3 plus 3, 6 and 9. So whatever the data that has been given to you of monthly income, that is 9 data, and the classes that would be always less than 8 by 1. That means total number of classes that would be 8. Okay. So in this way we have to convert the data into classes. After converting the data into classes, I have already taught you how to convert the less than type cumulative frequency to original frequency. Here you can see the first frequency that I have written as 3. It was given to you 0. So 3 minus 0, it would come to 3. Then afterwards the next one, that is 12 minus 3. So it came 9. Okay. Then afterwards the third one, that is 30 minus 12. So it came 18. Okay. Then afterwards 30 minus 12. Then afterwards 55 minus 30, it would come to 25. Then afterwards 78 minus 55, it would come to 23. Then afterwards 88 minus 78, it would come to 10. Then afterwards 95 minus 88, it would come to 7. And 100 minus 95, it would come to 5. So in this way you have to find the original frequency from the less than type cumulative frequency given to you in the question. And always the total of frequency will be coming equal to the last value of the less than type cumulative frequency. Students, you can see in the question that the last cumulative frequency that has been given to you 100, and the total of the frequency, original frequency, that is also coming to 100. It means our answer is correct. Always the total of original frequency and the cumulative frequency, last cumulative frequency will be equal. Okay. So in this way we have found out how to convert less than type cumulative frequency into original frequency. Now the same way, the next question that I have taken, that is 11th question. In that, more than type cumulative frequency, how to convert it into original frequency. For that, let us read the question number 11. Marks of 200 students in an examination are as under. 200 students, their marks are given to you in a tabular form. Obtain the original frequency distribution. Now over here also it is not mentioned that it is more than type or less than You have to decide from the data. Okay, you can see first of all marks that are given in classes, but classes are not the perfect classes. You can see 10 to 100, 20 to 100, 30 to 100. That is not the equal classes. So to convert them into proper classes, we have to write like this way, that is marks from 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 and so on. Up till last, that is 90 to 100. Okay. Then afterwards, after deciding the classes, the next step is to decide how to convert the cumulative frequency into original frequency. First of all, let us see 11th question, number of students that are given to you, that is first one, that is 200. Okay, so you can easily identify that it is in decreasing order. First one is 200, then after is 140, 180, 140, 90 and so on. So it is in decreasing order. So from that you can identify that it is more than type cumulative frequency. So how to convert this more than type cumulative frequency to original frequency? In the previous sum we had studied how to convert less than type cumulative frequency to original frequency. Okay. Now how to convert more than type into original frequency. Here you can see I have shown the calculation as I have shown in the previous question also. Here it is more than type cumulative frequency. That students you have to identify on your own that whether it is less than type or more than type. Okay. Now how to convert this more than type into frequency, that is original frequency. First one frequency, cumulative frequency, that is given to you 200. From that you will subtract the second frequency, second cumulative frequency. What is the second cumulative frequency? That is 180. So 200 minus 180 is equal to 20. What you are doing in less than type frequency? See, in less than type you are doing the second one minus first one. Second frequency minus first frequency. Now in case over here you are doing first frequency minus second one. In case of more than type frequency, in order to convert to original frequency, we are subtracting the first cumulative frequency minus second cumulative frequency. That would come to 20. In the same way, second minus third. Okay. Then third minus fourth and so on. Okay. What you are doing? First one again I am explaining. In order to convert more than type cumulative frequency into original frequency, we are doing first cumulative frequency minus second. Then after second minus third, third minus fourth and so on. Okay, in case of more than type to original. But when the less than type is given to you, then what you will be doing? That is second minus 1, third minus second, fourth minus third and so on. Okay, it means reverse situation. This is for less than type to original frequency and this is for more than type to original frequency. Again repeating, this is for less than type to original frequency. Okay, and this calculation is for more than type to original frequency. Okay, so here it is more than type to original frequency. So we are subtracting the first frequency, cumulative frequency minus second one. So 1 minus 2. Then afterwards second minus third. So second minus third. Then afterwards third minus 4. So 140 minus 90. So 50. So in this way you have to remember that in order to convert less than type cumulative frequency to original frequency, you have to do second cumulative frequency minus first. And in order to convert more than type cumulative frequency into original frequency, you have to do subtraction of first frequency minus second cumulative frequency. Okay, that is the basic difference in order to find the original frequency from the less than type and more than type cumulative frequency. Now after finding the original frequency, let us place it all the data in the tabular form. Here you can see I have converted into proper classes, that is 10 to 20, 20 to 20, 30 up till 90 to 100. And the number of students that I have got in the first one, that is 20, second one that I have got 40, third one that I have got 50. Now how I have got 50? That is 140 minus 90. Then afterwards 90 minus 55, it would come to 35. Okay. Then afterwards 55 minus 30, it would come to 25. Then afterwards 30 minus 8, it would come to 22. Then afterwards 8 minus 2, it would come to 6. Then afterwards 2 minus 1, it would come to 1. And last one would be as it is. Okay. So in this way you have to find from more than type cumulative frequency to original frequency and verify the total of original frequency, that is coming in the original frequency. It means your answer is correct. Okay. And after completing the 11th sum, we have completed till now, that is 3 sums, that is of section D, question 8, 10 and 11. Now I will be teaching you section E, question number 5. Okay, so let us read the question number 5 of section E, that is on page number 63 of your textbook. Okay, in that you have to find the less than type and more than type. Students have selected few sums from each of the section which are typical and different from whatever the sums you have done till now. Okay, so let us read the question number 5, that is obtain less than type and more than type cumulative frequency distribution from the following frequency distribution. Whatever the frequency distribution that has been given to you, you have to find the less than type and more than type from the data that has been given to you. Okay, let us see the question table, that is classes given to you from 25 to 29, 30 to 34 up till 55 to 59. Okay, and the frequency that has been given to you, that is 38, that is the original frequency. You can see from the data itself that it is original frequency. From the original frequency, you have to convert it into less than type and more than type. Okay, so let's do the calculation. You can see on the board I have done the calculation. The first table that is for less than type, and the second table that I have made, that is for more than type cumulative frequency. Okay. Now in case of less than type, you can refer the previous video lecture in which I had explained to you exercise 2.1 question number 3. The same type of questions this one. Okay, so you can refer the previous video lectures of that question number 3 and you can see this video lecture, compare it, so you will easily understand it. Okay. Now less than type, always less than upper boundary point you have to write. And in case of more than type, you have to always write greater than or equal to lower boundary point. It means for less than type, it would be upper boundary point, and for more than type, it would be lower boundary point. Okay. So the first column that would be for less than type, it would be upper boundary point, less than upper boundary point. Okay, UBP, that is the short form, that is upper boundary point. Now you can see the first data that has been given to you in the question, that is first class that has been given to you, that is 25 to 29. Okay, now 25 to 29, then afterwards the data is given to 30 to 34. So these are which type of classes? That is inclusive classes. Okay, now to convert inclusive classes into exclusive classes. Already I have taught you in previous video lectures how to convert inclusive data into exclusive. That is by subtracting 0.5 from the lower limit and adding 0.5 to the upper limit. Okay, so here you can see the first class that has been given to you, that is 25 to 29. Okay, so in order to convert it into exclusive, I will subtract 0.5 from the lower limit. Okay, so subtracting 0.5 would come to 24.5. Okay, and adding 0.5 to the upper limit, so it would come to 29.5. Okay, so the first exclusive class that would come to 24.5 to 29.5. Okay, now over here I have written less than upper boundary point. Less than upper boundary point, in that always in case of less than type, you have to take the previous class. Previous class of 24.5 to 29.5, it would come to 19.5 to 24.5. Okay, so in this 19.5 to 24.5, there is no any frequency given to you. What would be the upper boundary point in case of this previous class? That is 24.5. Okay, so we have to start always in case of less than type with the previous class. Okay, so the previous class, that is 19.5 to 24.5. What is the upper boundary point of this class? That is 24.5. Okay, so you can see I started with the first data in upper boundary point, that is with 24.5, and the less than type cumulative frequency, that would be nil, 0, because no any data related to this class or frequency is given to you. So I have written the first cumulative frequency, that is 0. Okay, then afterwards next one, that would be 29.5, 34.5, 39.5 and so on. Okay, for the next class you can see 24.5 to 29.5. What would be the upper boundary point? That would be 29.5. Okay, so you can see I have written 29.5, then afterwards 34.5 and so on. Then afterwards you will know how to calculate or how to find the upper boundary point of all the classes. The only first thing I wanted to explain, that whenever you are starting less than type upper boundary point, you have to take always the upper boundary point of the previous class. Starting class, previous class, then whatever the class that has The previous class of this class, that would be 19.5 to 24.5. That is not given to in the question. Okay, so always you have to start with the upper boundary point of the previous class. And there is no any frequency given to you in the question, so 0. Okay. Now for the next one you can see, for the next class 0 plus 3. Okay, the first data that has been given to you, that is 3. Okay, so in order to convert, now it is the opposite situation. Now you have to convert the original frequency into less than 10. In the previous two sums of section D, you have learned how to convert less than 10 cumulative frequency into original frequency and more than 10 cumulative frequency into original frequency. But in this sum, you have to learn, or you have to do the calculation that original frequency you have to convert it into less than 10 and more than 10. Okay, so it is the opposite of whatever you have studied for section D. Now how to convert the original frequency to less than 10 you are doing. Always the first value would be 0. Then afterwards you have to add all the subsequent frequencies. So 0 plus 3, you have shown the calculation bracket, so it would come 3. Then afterwards 3 plus 8, 11. 11 plus 10, that would be 21. 21 plus 5, that is 26. 26 plus 5, that would be 41. Sorry, 26 plus 15, my mistake. 26 plus 15, it would come to 41. 41 plus 8, it would come to 49. 49 plus 1, it would come to 50. You can see the total of frequency in question number 5 that is given to you 50. And always the last value of cumulative frequency of less than 10 cumulative frequency, that would also come to 50. That is the total number of frequency. Okay, so in this way you have to find the less than 10 cumulative frequency. Students, this is just the revision of the previous exercises that we have done. Okay, now how we have done less than 10, in the same way we have to do the next table for more than 10 cumulative frequency. Over there also you can see I have written greater than or equal to lower boundary point. Okay, in more than 10 it would be lower boundary point. Now lower boundary point for the first class. What is the first class? 24.5 to 29.5. What is the lower boundary point of the first class? That is 24.5, and so on up till 59.5 as in case of the less than 10. Okay. Now how to find the more than 10? Now in case of more than 10 cumulative frequency, the first value would be the total number of original frequency. What is the total number of original frequency? That is 50. So always you will start with the total, that is 50. Okay. Then afterwards you will subtract each and every value. Over here you will adding all the values of the frequency. Okay, and you are getting the total. Now over here you have to start from the total and you have to subtract all the frequency of each and every class. Okay, so first one, that is total, that is 50. Then afterwards 50 minus 3. Okay, that is given to you frequency for the first class. So 50 minus 3 would come to 47. Then afterwards 47 minus 8, that would come to 39. 39 minus 10, that would come to 29. Then afterwards 29 minus 5, that would come to 24. Then afterwards 24 minus 15, that is 9. Then afterwards 9 minus 8, that is 1, and 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So always the last value that would come to 0. Okay, and in case of less than 10, always the first value that would come to 0. So it is almost opposite, less than 10 and more than 10. Less than 10, always the first value would be 0 and the last value will be the total. Okay, and over here in case of more than 10, always the first value will be the total and the last value would be 0. So in this way you have to convert the original frequency to less than 10 and more than 10. So today we have studied both the ways, how to convert the original frequency into less than 10 and more than 10, and vice versa, that is more than 10 and less than 10 cumulative frequency into original frequency. Okay, so that's all for today, students. In the next video lecture, still few of the typical sums of section E and F that I'll be continuing in the next video lecture. Till then, goodbye, keep practicing, stay blessed.